Hey everyone, it's Drew from Unorganized Play, and I am here to tell you about my experiences with the One Piece TCG. So, I need to, I'm gonna admit this, please, no hate mail. I normally get a lot of it. I've never watched One Piece anime. I've kind of just been very much in the periphery of the game, or I should say, not even the game, just the periphery of the anime. I know there was a bunch of episodes in it, uh, but I just, for one reason or another, never actually watched it. So, with that said, um, Gen Con was coming up. We'll take this back maybe like a month or two. Gen Con was coming up. I was very curious about the game. I saw it was gaining popularity. The artwork looked pretty cool, and so I signed up my crew for a demo. Unfortunately, I there was an odd number of players for the demo, even though I still got the promos, of course. Big ups to that, to Demoer. And he even asked, "Hey, do you want me to play?" And I was like, "No, I'll just watch my two friends play it out because they play a lot of card games, and I'll see how it is." It appealed to me, but it didn't really like stick with me. I just was like, okay, cool, thanks for demo decks. I'm gonna take these home. Second thought, I probably should have bought some of the product because it was a Bandai store slash event, so they had all of their product there available at the time. But c'est la vie. Needless to say, got home. I spent about a month or so mulling it over, and that was what, late July, early August. After a month, I think I said to myself, you know what, I'm gonna take a dive. I'm gonna buy myself a little bit of product and just see where we go from there. At the same time, I downloaded the Bandai app and I noticed, wow, there's a Mitsuya near me, which is a flagship store, and there's actually a lot of scenes around me, very conveniently, both in New York City and in my local area here in Jersey, that seems to be having a lot of events. And with that said, that sealed the deal. I was like, all right, I don't know too much about the game. Haven't played it once. I saw the demo. Let's just roll with it. Ordered some cards up. Got myself a box of Awakening of New Era and Wings of the Captain. Started deck, Green Kid, and the Three Brothers. Seeing as a lot of people said, well, if you're gonna get something for value, get the Three Brothers because there's a lot of useful cards in there. As I waited for more cards to come in, I saw that an event was coming up at the end of the week. This was last week. With zero gaming experience, I decided, and also a lot of my cards not coming in from TCG Player because sometimes it's either here within a week or here within like 3 weeks or whatever. I was like, let me just jump into the game and let me get my butt kicked and slash in the game because there's nothing better than learning the game from people that are super competitive or at the very least, let me just figure out if the scene is for me. I ended up going to Victory Point in Jersey City. I've never been to the store, very boutique type of store, nice and clean. The judge was extremely helpful. I got there super early, so the judge was telling me, hey, come down. These are the events we're running. I've never been to the store before, but we're trying to grow a scene here too. And I was like, okay, cool, bet. One of the players walked in, and from the beginning, I told him, like, hey, like, I'm new to the game. I'm just trying to get into it. I know my deck's kind of trash since aside from what I bought, I had like 1,000 bulk commons or uncommons that I bought off eBay. It was like $20. I know I'm gonna get my butt kicked. I just try to make the best taking kid. Being he's very straightforward. All I gotta do is drop bodies and just keep going at the enemy. Trying to learn the tempo of the game and then go from there. Needless to say, I got stomped 0-3. Well, first of all, it was a treasure cup. Maybe I should have prefaced with that. And treasure cups are a little bit more of the competitive event. It's not a store event. It's not a pirate party. It's not casuals. I went straight into a 3 round treasure cup, and I got my butt beat. But luckily, the guys are great. All of my opponents were really cool with me. After they finished stomping me out, I guess in their record time, they took the time to like, hey, you want to run the match back just to see like what decisions you could have made or give you more tips. One of the guys even was nice enough to lend me one of his other side decks that he wasn't running at tournament. Says maybe you should try this deck. Maybe you'll like this better. And like off the bat, like the vibe that I felt off the community, especially like the guys that I just met, very cool, very welcoming. When it was game time, competitive, cool. I get that. It's like almost essentially level 2 tournament for those people that are kind of new to just tournaments and gaming and stuff like that. So I told them like, don't for 1 second take your foot off the gas. If I want to learn, I want to learn the right way. I want to learn by playing my games out, which they gave me props for because they're like, you are brave for just knowing nothing about the game, not even playing casuals and just jumping into the game. But like I said, afterwards, they were a great community. They were just teaching me how to play, and we had little matches in between as the time ran out for all the other matches to end, and like super great. They even gave me some of their uncommons and stuff of the packs that they pulled that they didn't want, and I couldn't say anything better. So I left with a pretty positive experience. Then I noticed there was this week, which was the pre-release of the two captains, and there was also a store cup, but more on my home store, Manifest Comics, and the pre-release. They had a pre-release on Friday. I couldn't take off because I work Monday to Friday. Decided, okay, cool. Let me just this time let me try again for the pre-release, and in the same day, 3 hours later, let me try for another treasure cup. Did the pre-release, and I guess this is where we're gonna show what we got. Of course, we got the Marco. So I'm gonna totally slip up with all the cards. Got the Newgate. I need to put this further down. You know what? Yeah, we got it. We're just gonna chance it like this. The Shaiku. Nice Queen. Mont Blanc. I'll just show you the cards. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen. Probably to lift this just a little bit up. Oh yeah, we're pros here, of course. Wanda. Zoo. Charlotte Pudding. Page 1. Katakuri. Dr. Kura. Kaido. And Dalton. And I had a pretty good experience. Every guy there was also friendly. It was only one other guy that I saw from the treasure cup the week prior, and everyone was really cool, really chill. There seems to be a lot of people just getting into the game now. A couple of guys had like a month or two experience. Obviously, there was a couple of vets there too. I went 1 and 2, not the greatest showing. I took Yamato because that was the deck I was intending to run for a treasure cup. Originally, the pre-release for some reason was listed as constructed. Then the lady that ran the store, that owned the store, said, "Okay, we're just doing it as sealed," which was 100% fine with me. And since I had Yamato on me anyway, I decided to. I'm sure I'm butchering the name too. I decided to just let me get a couple of games in before the treasure cup, and also got the event. I didn't pop these, so many. Let's see what these are first. So the Two Legends pre-release pack, and I got my butt whooped, but I learned a little bit more rounds and a little bit more the tempo. So at that point, I guess I did the 2 side games the week before, plus these 3 games. I was at a total of 7+ games going into another treasure cup. Sorry, as I'm totally butchering this, I'm just going to use my hobby knife if I can find it. Like I said, total pro moves here only, guys. And I had a lot of fun. I was networking with a couple of the guys. They also didn't know like the stuff that they could get into. Looks like I got a Charlotte Angel and a You Can't Take Our King this early in the game. Let's see what we got. Also, I should note that the lady was nice enough to give us one of these because there was only 8 of us that were there on time when we started on time. She said, "Okay, I'll give you guys one of these 2-piece booster box sets and booster pack sets rather, and then the 4 packs, which everyone was absolutely loved because we got the 2 packs regardless, and we got the Dawn card. So that was really nice of her. Luckily for me, the event was only a block away from Manifest, where oh, that's pretty cool. That's actually a pretty cool looking Dawn card. The event was only a block away from where the treasure cup was, so I was pretty happy about that. Went to the event, the second event. I saw 1 or 2 people from the store that I was at prior, along with somebody from the store from last week also. So here we go. There weren't too many people, so we only had 3 rounds. And I was lucky enough, I was against Nami first. No, I was against I was against Nami first. That was an experience because I've heard of the deck, but I've never really faced off against a deck that is just solo playing. I managed to pull off the win. There was a bunch of cards that I guess he wasn't expecting to see that really caught him off deck, especially my Gun Madoki card that I threw in there. Seeing as I run Yamato with more of a Land of Wano, again, I was still waiting for cards, so I had to do with the best of what I had. It was very workable. There's just a lot of personal choices that I made. I'll show the deck list in a second. I'm sure you care more about the opening and whatnot. I won that game. Then I went into Lucci. Again, I faced them in the week prior, so I had a little bit of experience. Obviously, being one of the top 8 decks or so, I knew that Eni's Lobby got knocked out, and I was going to have an easier time because of it. I managed to squeak that one out because he ran out of counters against the pressure I had on him. And third round, I went against a Boa. I was doing okay. We were both down to 0, but at the very end, he had enough counters and just beat me out to it. Luckily, because of strength of schedule and obviously how I did, I ended up going second. So I was pretty happy about that because, of course, I got the Perona card, and they had the option. They want to give a lot of price support, so they had the option of both. If we wanted straight packs, and it was up to the individual player if they wanted just straight promo packs, or if they wanted booster packs. I chose promo packs because I was going to end up buying a couple of boosters anyway. Yes, I'm getting to that part when I'm going to pop them open. And I don't know, I had a really great experience. Like I said, the community seems very welcoming, but like still competitive. And I honestly haven't. I mean, well, I've been playing Sorcery too, and like the communities, especially with card games, I kind of remember why I started falling in love with card games again, and how much fun I had with them, and especially with the communities you meet and you play. I love war games, but sometimes I don't want to spend 3 to 4 hours just playing one game. I want to play like one game, maybe a skirmish game, and then switch off to a couple rounds of card games. It's a total different experience, but as you get older, your time becomes a little bit more compact. You really can't get out as much. You can't get as many games, or maybe you want to keep switching between games, or you have other prior commitments, and that's where we're at. But anyways, let's see. So they gave us for coming in second, they gave us 2 bottom 4 packs, tournament packs in the bottom 6. So this, I believe, is the end of this current Treasure Cup prizing till it jumps to the next one. So let's see what we got. And now, don't worry, guys. Now I'm just gonna go straight for opening all my packs. Okay, we got Jinbei. Pretty nice. Actually looks pretty cool. Sorry as I totally hit my head on my mic. I said more impromptu. I'm getting used to putting out content again, and besides just my social media posts that I've been going busy on. And like I said, most of my stuff that I do tends to be painting, so. Okay, another. Ooh, okay. Nice. Kazuki Mosuke. Like I said, I'm probably massacring the names, but that looks mint. I could say one of the things that I really like about the game also, besides like how it plays, is really digging some of the artwork, especially the foils, and they are crisp. And then we got a Shiroshi. So not horrible at all. I also managed to pick up 2 packs of the newest set, and I bought 2 packs of the newest set from the place that had the pre-release. And I also will jump into that as soon as we're done with that. That's not word scramble. Sorry guys, long day. Saw Beetlejuice. Had a long weekend. I feel a little brain drained from yesterday. Like I said, 2 back-to-back tournaments definitely got me a little confused. It's been a while since I've had to think that much. I don't mean that in the weirdest way. Just as far as gaming goes and being in tournaments and just, in the span of 2 weeks, just doing a ton of tournaments on top of everything else. All right, here we go. What are we going to get? Tristan. 20 doctors. We're just here. We're going to flip through them quick. Adjust that. I feel I'm going to keep adjusting. There we go. Go. Getting close. Charlotte Custard. Scratchman Apple. You got a pudding. And an ace. Nice. I have not looked up the pricing because technically everything's pre-released, but that is nice. That's just a really great looking card, even though I don't currently play blue. In the midst of creating, well, I should say I do play blue. 3 of the colors that I'm looking into playing is green, purple, and blue. Generally, I just looked up what are the deck types that I would be interested in, or the archetypes of decks, and blue and green look like up my alley, and purple is just my favorite color. If we're just being honest of like what made me play certain colors. Could we get a Black Mariah? Because I know for sure Black Mariahs are super sought after. Okay. Munch Munch. Ah, it's a leader pack. So I know we're not going to pull anything crazy. Conquest of the Sea and a Viper. So not bad for the 2 random packs I ended up buying, on top of whatever I got for the sealed itself. And also ended up buying once from the Manifest, which was, like I said, my favorite comic store / gaming store where I'm starting to play more. I just picked up a couple of random packs because I was in the mood, and I went for the X Factor. We're going to open up a Pokemon pack. I haven't played Pokemon since, and I'm not even exaggerating, probably anywhere between 96 to 98. Well, I got heavy into Magic. I dropped all Pokemon. But, you know, I've been on a super Gengar kick for some reason. Like, I was at the store and last week, ended up buying, we're going to go here, one of these Gengar whatever kits. And, yeah, one of my favorite Pokemon. I can't even name all of them. We tried this. We tried naming all of them. Granted, we were drunk, but we tried naming all of them. It did not work. It's a lot harder than you think. You can buzz through like 70 of them, and then you're gonna hit a wall. And that wall is when you start going through all of the evolutions of every Pokemon, especially the original 151s or 150. Here you go. Cut the top. We're gonna drop. So, alright, we're 1 away. Gina, oh cool, because I could always use her, making a Raiju deck, of course. And Ace Roji. Shame, because I already got him, but that's fine. Like I said, I'm not expecting to pull anything crazy off these, but you never know. Might get something good. That is my thoughts. Like I said, I've enjoyed every encounter I've had with people. There was, you know, as always, when you're in a competitive scene, you know, people aren't trying to be too friendly in the beginning, but once you crack, once you kind of crack their outer shell and see that you're just trying to be friendly and not just trying to talk them to game out of a thing, they're gonna be pretty friendly with you. And sorry about that. I have to get trash out of the way. All right, we got a blue Law, and a Porsche. Not bad, because that Raiju deck needs Porsches that I am making. I am going to see what I can attend to. I'm going to Korea soon, so I am going to try to attend hopefully another Treasure Cup or at least a store tournament or 2 before I go in October. And yeah, those are my current plans right now. I know you guys don't care too much. I don't know how much. Oh, that's something. Looks decent. We got Weevil, Megaton. I said no. I don't know. I just know the main characters of the show because they're everywhere. I have no idea if some of these characters are, if they're new or if they're super important or not. I just pick characters that look cool to play, and like I said, I picked up Kid first. We got the Sengoku and a Monkey Luffy. I think this is actually pretty good. This might be a really good pull. Maybe I'll put it in the comments. I actually do think that's a really good pull. I'll save that for later. Put that in Discord. All right, last pack. I said they had loose packs. I would rather prefer buy boxes, but I know that they didn't have any boxes available, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick up a couple of packs to support my local shop that I play at, and also because I like gambling, whenever possible. I usually buy a box and then I just pick up singles. I guess that was part of the. Sorry, as I'm just scrolling through these commons and uncommons. Okay, it's not a leader pack. For a second, I was like, never mind, it's a leader pack, guys. I cursed myself. I was saying it's a leader pack. Got an Ace, and a Foxy. But I actually think that Luffy's going to make up for these okay-ish pulls. For the future, I mean, a lot of people are talking about how certain cards are extremely strong, and we'll see where that gets us or how it's going to change my deck. Maybe I'll show off the deck list that I brought. All right. I know this is the reason you guys are here. The Pokemon Temporal Forces opening ages 6 and up. Maybe I should have kept it sealed. Keep some of the value. I don't know how much I paid for this pack. However much this pack is. But like I said, I got curious. I haven't opened up a Pokemon pack in like beyond ages. So let's see. Solus, yeah, I definitely don't know this one. Scyther, oh yep, there we go. Skitty. Like the Buzz, alright, there we go. We're getting some that we know. Bianca's Devotion, I guess some sort of trainer. Rain Shoeless. Explorer's Guidance. Ooh, here we go. Some things with foils. No idea on there how much they cost, but a C-Dot. Can't go anywhere without a C-Dot. I mean, I don't know how much it is, but it looks really impressive. Walking Wake X. And of course, you can't go anywhere without your basic energy. Although, to be fair, I was always a water type energy. Squirtle used to be my favorite until it became Gengar. Well, guys, I'm just going to switch over and show you my deck. I don't know if it's going to matter too much. I am 100% going to start making changes to it because some cards actually came in the mail. Let's see here. Let's go. There we go. So, what I ran for this Treasure Cup this weekend was 4 Gun Modokis, 3 Outdoors, 2 200 million bolts, 1 Gadatsu, 1 Kakunu, 1 Kazoki, Mamosake, 1 You're the One That Should Disappear, 1 Hiyori, of course, the Trippy Attack Zoro, a Hiyori, the 2 cost that is a 2k counter that buffs your leader if they're Land of Wano, 3 Rosinante blockers, 3 Onamis, 2 Yamatos, 2 Okokus, 1 Luffy, 3 cost Yellow Luffy, another Mamosake, and 2 Raizos, 3 Satoris, 2 Nikos, 2 Inus, Ryumas, 2 Bonnies, 2 Frankies, 2 Hody Jones, and 2 Portises. So this is probably not something that you would see a lot, and you're wondering why are there like one-ofs when you should definitely be maxing some of it. Once I saw Gumdoki, I was like, okay, well, the deck was already kind of leaning towards Land of Wano. What is like a way I could just max out almost Land of Wano? So most of my smaller guys are Land of Wano, and the bigger guys just being super useful utility guys, of course. Zoro. Yes, I only had one that I pulled from that Wings box. No, I don't really want to pay $22 for another one. I'm just getting into the game, and we'll see, like, watch, like, next week, maybe I'll put another one in the deck, or just to throw in my green deck, since I definitely want to main those 3 colors, green, purple, and blue. But we'll see what we get there. So the feeling behind the deck and what really helped me out in my matches, Frankie's, the Hody Jones are just super useful in any green deck. It's the ability to just either knock out 2 characters from blocking, or open to attack, or even just resting their Dawn, I found to be extremely useful. And then you add Rush to that, with an 8k body, they're gonna feel it. Same thing with the Aces. That Rush is very unexpected. And I could say that single-handedly, the Gun Modokis won me the match against the Namis. Now, you might be wondering how that would help me out. Well, one, I knew he would never attack me, so I knew my life was super secure. So I started just giving Gun Modokis on people that, even if they weren't going to attack, or if I needed pressure, just take a life. And then once I was down to 2 or 1, those Aces rushed out and just hit him at the last second. He didn't suspect it. He was wondering, like, why was I Gun Modokiing when I wasn't getting any net results out of it, and it was purely just so I could draw cards and get my life low enough to rush him once I saw he was tapped out on Dawn from all my other attackers. Um, they did a lot of work. So, and especially in the first match, I didn't get to see my Namis, which would have been great because the banish is really helpful, obviously on your leader. And Zoro won me the game. Also, he just once he got onto the board, he couldn't defend against that many attacks, no matter how high his defenses were. Bonnie, like in retrospect, she's getting cut out because as the cards came in, I think not that she was the most useful. She helped out in Nucci's matchup just to freeze one blocker, but that was it. Or not blocker, but to freeze somebody, and that was it for the turn. Hodes for sure. I already got another two on the way. Whether they're gonna make it a max four in this deck, I'm unsure. Same thing with aces. May keep them at two. If I'm just sticking with this deck type of the Land of Wano for my short guys. Um, the Monkey Luffy is very interesting because it's one way to buff up your leader. Yeah, it's going to cost you a life to give both of them 1k in power, but the taking of the life is, in my eyes, the free card draw. Yeah, I like to play with fire, and also a step closer to getting my ace out when they're not expecting it. Um, the little Momo, little green Momo, didn't do as much as I thought it was going to do. Yeah, searching out for Land of Wano cards is great, but I did draw into something where yeah I got the Land of Wano card, but I also buried one of my Hodes, and I didn't like that. Yes, that's just a deck design flaw that I had, but I probably could have did better without him, to be honest. But I also was very limited in the scope of cards that I include into the deck. Like I said, still building my collection, and I'm currently kind of building in between three decks, so didn't get all my cards for every deck on time. But I think this was enough to win because I guess people did not expect Yamato to play against them. They said, "Oh, what's this character do?" Even people who were vets were like, "Oh, what does she do again?" Like some of these cards you would not see in combination. I just felt like, okay, so that I've got that going for me. I've got the squirrel tactics. Um, Yuma was very good, mainly because he can knock out resting characters both on play when he gets KO'd. That came in super useful. The counters off the little Hiyori that nobody sees. Although now you've got the little Neko. Is it Neko that has the 2K bonus to either your leader or your um, character, Land of Wano character. But the 2K counter I think is just really useful. And the fact that she has a trigger that you could use on defense, essentially, if you're gonna keep getting attacked, bonus. Don Quixote, Rosinante, one I dig the card, was just there to straight block, although most times I barely had him on the board. I was going most straight offense on my turn and clearing the board or just applying so much pressure that I was only really taking max one damage, especially from that Lucci. Satori came out a couple of times thanks to his trigger, which is great because you get a blocker essentially coming out on your turn. Yamato never came out. Green Yamato or Yamato. Sorry, I keep murdering. I'm definitely gonna get death threats on this. Yeah. Other than that, Elthor was very useful, as it would be. I can see why a lot of people put it staples. Gedatsu actually did a lot of work, knocking out a good amount of characters in the very beginning, and the smaller, even it's some of their searchers at the very end, which you might say it's kind of a waste, but when you've got your opponent on low life, especially when you're clipping at two a hit, it was super useful. And that's pretty much what I did. Very straightforward deck. Uh, you don't need to go crazy with the math in your head. In fact, most of the matches that I had, I once my turn was done, I just put my cards down. I just looked at what my opponent was doing, not to like see if checking out if they were doing was right, more to observe like their body language, seeing how nervous they were, how they shuffled their cards. For me personally, that's part of the game too. It's you're playing poker. Like you always have to have a game face on. You always have to seem not worried. If someone's looking too much at their cards, you kind of they're not making decisions. Well, I should clear that up. If people are looking too much at the cards and shuffling, you're putting them in a very tough spot. And the more they're using to like try to think their way out of it, the more you kind of know that you have the game. Because if someone knows they're gonna win, they don't have to do as much mental math. Yes, you always have to calculate like what can your opponent have, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe it's just my playstyle. Maybe it's how I play. I'm not a top tier player. Obviously, bringing stuff like this, and if you saw my kid deck from last week, I would think the community would laugh. My budget deck. It's on Reddit. You can just search me out, serial killer. It wasn't great. It's not. It wasn't. Luckily, I had my Zoro last week, which had a little bit of teeth, but playing a budget deck is very different when you're playing against people that one have a lot of experience in the game and two um, just had better, well put together decks. Moving forward, and I do plan to move forward with the game because like I said, I really enjoyed the gameplay, and I think the community so far that I've encountered over 20 plus people, a couple of repeats between events. Like I said, some I saw last week, some I saw twice on the weekend that just passed. Everyone's very cool. Even the people that were super competitive, like once their match was finished, they were just ready to chop it up, having laughs, just like involving everybody. So I really dig the community, and you can definitely see me more. Hopefully, up until November comes, and then work gets super busy, and I won't resurface till January unless I pull some major strings. But this game has me tempted enough to actually pull those strings to try to get some more games in, both before I leave to Korea on my trip, and hopefully maybe in January I could try to sneak out. Anyways, that is both my thoughts, my impressions, a little bit of a booster pack opening. What am I missing? I don't know. But if you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, I will post up more reviews and deck techs of like someone that's just getting into the game and like their thought process on stuff. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot out. Reach me on Instagram, reach the email, leave a comment, anything you want, as long as it's positive. Even if it's negative, screw it. Just say what you gotta say, right? Till then, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys soon. Peace.